Дуру, салам. Как вы поживаете? Мне очень хорошо, ну хорошо. Okay, guys. First things first, about the music. I will turn it down, and I will change up the songs. But I am playing Island Halogram. Y'all don't give me money. I give you world-class analysis off the top of my head. I have to fit it into my day. I like the music. Some of y'all have hearing trouble. There's some things that are legitimate, so I'll turn it down. I won't bump it as hardcore as I have been. All right. First off, okay. Secondly, I'm here waiting for advanced judo. It got me thinking about Charles Oliveira. Why does he move better than most everybody else? Okay, the reason is because he is doing martial arts footwork, animalistic footwork all the time. A lot of guys use good footwork for their takedowns and their strikes, and then get flat-footed. I gotta figure out that. A real good example of the modern problem with footwork is Brian Ortega. Okay, Brian Ortega is flat-footed and then only gets on his toes when he's about to do a takedown. I called the Volkanovski fight wrong because I failed to consider that Brian Ortega is a flat-footed person. It is hard to do a chase me takedown. A chase me takedown is where you draw your opponent to step forward, to get his momentum in front of his face. All of his momentum pushing forward. Once you get a chase me takedown, it's really easy to flip your hips and take them down, or to do a suicide, either a sumigaeshi or a tomonage. Okay. What Oliveira does is he keeps his knees just ever so slightly over his toes with his legs bent. Okay, what that allows him to do is stay heavy. It works like when somebody is a hockey player. Okay, you have to think of it like this: when you're a hockey player, the only way to make a cut in the ice, a C to go backwards, is to kind of be perfectly knee just ever so subtly over the toe. Okay. Skating backwards, that type of thing. That's also, it gives birth to the phenomena in hockey of being strong on your skates. So how do little skinny hockey players are so strong on their skates that you can't knock them over? Well, it's because they maintain heavy without, man, this is a deep concept. They maintain heavy without putting weight on it. And it's just the subtle angular momentums that occur when you do proper footwork. If I haven't lost anybody here, okay? Now, proper footwork means that you get to be heavy on uke when you're doing very, very little. It also means that you're strong. There's the right amount of give and not give, the right amount of play and being solid is built into the structure. Okay, a lot of times when people teach footwork, they teach it with animalistic movements. Okay, you start off in praying mantis, you go down to tiger, go down to monkey, go down to whatever you want to do, and then you attack that way. Okay, you go more ancient into the kalari, and a lot of stuff is done on the ground with one straight leg, because you're providing so much force into uke, they can't move. And it also allows the upper body to be free. So say side control, if I have one leg straight out and one leg bent, like a runner stretch, you know, if I'm making sense. I can put the lower half of my torso on their ribs and then maintain a free upper body, and they're pinned because that force is driving in from the leverage that you get from the straight leg, and it's also rolling up and down. So you're collapsing Uki on himself, the same as if a shark is out of water. The shark's skeleton is made to be in water. Once it comes out of the water, the force of air collapses it. Okay, that's the kind of the theoretical environment you're trying to create on top of Uki. Charles Oliveira does this, and that's what makes him able to swap so seamlessly, so easily. That's what gives him his flow. That's the whole principle of flow, is just trying to maintain appropriate structural support from the feet up. Okay? Now, what's good about it is you maintain y'all don't tell Sensei I've been blowing my nose before class. I'm kidding. I'll blow my nose in class. Okay. We're dedicated. All right. So Khabib versus Oliveira. The reason why I went through this whole spiel about footwork is what he's perfected it now. He's a little bit lower. Watch him. His knees are a little bit more bent than in his fights and his losses. Paul Felder beat him in 2017. Okay, that was the last time he lost, was 2017. It's 2021. All right, guys. So if you take the average 3-year career of a MMA fighter in the UFC, something like that, 2-3 years. Okay, if you take that average, that was a whole career ago, number one. Number two, he's perfected his craft over 6-7 careers. Okay, I have to put this in context because I need people to understand that Oliveira he was a 3rd degree black belt. Okay, and when he lost, let's say he was at a 2nd degree jiu-jitsu, Brazilian jiu-jitsu black belt level, or even a 3rd degree Brazilian jiu-jitsu black belt level. Whatever he was, he is now a red belt. He's in the upper degrees. I don't pretend to know dick about Brazilian jiu-jitsu rank structure and politics and whatever. I say all the time that he should be a red belt in Brazilian jiu-jitsu because his jiu-jitsu is that much better than everybody else's. And if you tell me that Rickson Gracie is so much remarkably better than Oliveira that they can't share some degrees of red belt, I would argue that he is indeed on that level. Now, Ortega is not, maybe Kron Gracie is, but even Henner Gracie, they're not. They're not, unless you show me some Henner Gracie stuff that wows me, and you might, because I don't really watch a lot of Henner Gracie, but I digress. Now, Khabib also shares that same footwork at that same level, but Khabib does smish. His whole idea is to move forward and go up the tree. Why am I prefacing? Why is there so much about footwork? Because this is why I think Khabib can beat Oliveira, even today, is because footwork works when you're at the right angle. The easiest way to take away that angle is either Uki comes, Uki's heavy, and Uki has got to get the appropriate angle. Well, that's one way you can get him off the ankle. That's another way you can get him off the ankle. Okay? Khabib's not going to pull anybody back. We're not going backwards. We're not doing sumigaeshi. We're not doing a clinch version of a tomonage, or probably a yoko tomonage in the clinch. But there's an uki otoshi there from the clinch that's magnificent. I do it all the time. Shoot, I will do an uki otoshi to get him off balance. Just the kazushi of it, and then flip into a haraigoshi no-gi. And I will let go of the clinch and grab a wrist on the way down. And if you roll no-gi like that with me, you're going to get, it's going to be great. Especially, y'all, the higher you are at Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, if we go no-gi, I'm going to pull out the A game, even if we're rolling 20%. The reason is because I love nothing more than to show off in front of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Okay. Get the music up a little bit. Okay. So Khabib is going to neutralize Oliveira, and this is the same with Islam. Neutralize Oliveira by changing levels low, coming up, driving up, getting him off of his feet, reducing the angle. This is important. Then they're going to take Oliveira to his back. Oliveira happens to be the greatest Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu player in the UFC, so you have to ask yourself, can Oliveira slip his hips back in there and go into guard? Do you think Khabib can pass Oliveira's guard? Do you think that Islam can pass Oliveira's guard? I would say yes, because that next level of jiu-jitsu, you need hooks. You need hooks. If you're going to no-gi, then you're living in Dagestan. That's their world. They have cornered the market on elite no-gi passing. Passing guard is so simple to Khabib. He goes me morotegari, straight forward, because he does not think guard is a legitimate attacking position. That's why he does all of his attacks from guard position, from sankaku, from a mounted position. They just climb up and then wrap his legs around sankaku style and then go for flip uki and then do these attacks from guard. Just engagey is a point of it. But growing up in judo, you were taught that if you get into guard, if you're Tori and you're attacking uki, you're trying to sub him, he is wrapped up in your legs, do it quickly and then get out of guard, because passing guard is just a matter of time. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, they have taken it to a whole nother level, and they've created guard retention, okay, out of the old Jiu-Jitsu manuals. So don't think that they've invented anything, because it's all in the Jiu-Jitsu manuals. It's all in the Jiu-Jitsu scrolls. They didn't invent anything. They've just modernized it and made it popular. Okay? Helio Gracie, Carlos Gracie Sr., these guys were red belts in judo. If you don't know, they were red belts in judo and took the third and fourth degrees. I think guard plays third and fourth degrees of black belt in judo. And then they went back into the Jiu-Jitsu manual and added flow. Because I learned flow when I was little, because my teachers, you know, they loved Jiu-Jitsu and judo. They taught from both manuals. Salamati. So this gets us to Islam versus Oliveira, a fight that can happen. All that stuff I said about Khabib, well, it applies to Islam, but Islam is a stronger man. Total body. I think Khabib might have some better muscles and more strength here and there. He could be more powerful, more explosive, Khabib could be more explosive than Islam, but athletically, whenever it's just a simple look at Islam's physique. I mean, you don't get lower back striations like that unless you can lift a ton with your lower back, like changing levels on somebody and uprooting them. Okay? The only way to stop someone from changing levels on you is you gotta get momentum going into a different direction. So if somebody's coming up on me, you sprawl. Easy way to stop them from. But if you can't sprawl, then you got to do stuff. Okay, like an illegal gake on the leg, but I don't know if that's illegal in the UFC. I would twist my leg around someone else's leg. They trying to change levels on me, and I know they're world class. I'm wrapping that leg, and we're going down. And I know I'm gonna get slammed, my back on the ground. Cool, but I did not get taken down, Yoko, and now they're gonna have to pass my guard. And I'm not playing close guard, not with the guys in Dagestan. I'm going feet on hips. Because I want a sumigaeshi. I want a sweep. I might even sit up into sit guard because I want to get whatever gives me the opportunity to sweep and get on top. Okay? Only thing that beats smish is smish. So, changing levels on me, I change levels on you. Okay, well, whatever. Now we got to figure it out in the center of the ring without you dragging me to your corner and then getting on top. I'm not playing that. All right? I guess that's it. A little bit on Oliveira's footwork and how he would fare against Khabib and Islam. And that's fair enough. All right. Salamati. Khoda. Khoda Hafiz. Khoda Hafiz. May the protector be with you.